Aaron Jones, and I really just have one question for you: is will Aaron Jones be in Green Bay in 2021?
No. No, Aaron Jones will not be in Green Bay in 2021. And I'm sorry to all the Packer fans out there, because I think almost every Packer fan would agree Aaron Jones is a very talented player.
Right.
But I'm sorry, Aaron Jones will be in a new uniform in 2021. He will not be a Green Bay Packer. Look, there was belief before the year. The Packers and Jones were on the same page. Jones was a priority to the Packers. Nothing happened. They re-signed other guys, but they didn't show Aaron Jones was a priority to them.
Right.
Eventually, you and I talked about this. What did Aaron Jones do when he didn't get what he wanted? Rightfully so, right? Rightfully so.
Right.
Fired his agent. And I think we can both agree that Aaron Jones wants to get paid this offseason. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's genuinely nothing wrong with Aaron Jones wanting to be paid. But here's the situation, and here's how I see it, okay?
Okay.
Aaron Jones wants money. What do the Packers not have? Go ahead.
Money.
Money. Okay. The Packers are projected to be $28 million over the salary cap this offseason. That's bad. And if you want to know the real reason why Aaron Jones will never be a Packer again, they don't have the facilities to sign him.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
In all seriousness, there is just not enough money with the other players they need to re-sign to keep Aaron Jones on the Green Bay Packers. Okay? A.J. Dillon, I don't think that draft choice in the second round last year, I don't think that was a mistake. I think they knew what they were doing when they drafted him.
Yeah, clearly.
Also, one thing that we do need to keep in mind as well is while they re-signed the best left tackle in the league,
right,
David Bakhtiari, they also have PFF's top-rated center, Corey Lindsey, who is a free agent as well this year. And I think that is probably more of a priority for them over Aaron Jones, unfortunately.
Correct.
In my opinion, I just don't see a scenario where Aaron Jones is coming back. How much money is Dalvin Cook and Kamara making right now? What is the average they're making? Because that's probably what he's going to be after.
Yeah, I think around 12 to 16 million, something like that a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, and you're right. You kind of have to base it off of those guys. You know, Cook, Kamara, Henry, CMC. They kind of all set that market, and Aaron Jones is looking for that type of money right now. I think it's pretty crucial that, you know, a player like him with his accolades, with his success, he wants that paycheck, and it's actually a really bad year for anyone to get paid.
You're right. And it is a bad year. Obviously, we have said this on the podcast, but the league lost billions of dollars. That's with a B. Billions of dollars this year because of COVID and things didn't go the way they wanted to. No fans were in the stands, which means the salary cap will obviously be affected by that.
Right.
However, can we blame Aaron Jones for wanting to get paid?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, these are the other players that are talented like me. I think Aaron Jones is a top 5, top 10 talent running back wise in the league. We can't blame him for wanting to get his money.
Yeah.
And if you're a Packers fan, I don't think when he inevitably leaves the Packers, I don't think there should be any sort of ill will towards him, right?
No. And you're right. You know, like they have to prioritize all these other guys. Corey Lindsey is, like you said, the top rated center. He needs to be signed. It's crucial. I think no matter who they bring in the backfield in the future, with A.J. Dillon, even if it's just A.J. Dillon and they bring nobody else, obviously they'll have to sign some other people. But if A.J. Dillon's leading there and Corey Lindsey's no longer there, that's a huge hit for that offensive line, for sure.
Definitely.
Like, it has
I think
to
the
happen.
reality is you have one player signed on a rookie deal contract, A.J. Dillon, but you don't have a center that you can rely on just you can't pick offensive linemen. It's really hard to find those that you can rely on. But look, we both agree Aaron Jones is talented. If you listen to the podcast throughout last year through the season, you know how frustrated I was on almost a weekly basis at how Aaron Jones was being used.
Yeah.
In 2019, puts up 19 touchdowns, right? Was an absolute fantasy god. In 2020, unfortunately, he didn't really have the usage that we expected him to get, but he still put up 11 touchdowns. I think he still exceeded expectations that people had for him, Badaki.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he was doing his thing. And Aaron Jones, fantasy-wise, is a key part for your team and just as a player in general. He's vital. Yeah. But I think it's pretty crucial. Like 35 less rushing attempts this year, but rush for more yards. I think that's pretty big, and I think that's kind of what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
You know, you stressed this since early in the year how the Packers took away the usage of Aaron Jones, or stop utilizing Aaron Jones so they don't have to pay him a big contract. Because if he would have had all the opportunity with with all these touchdowns and all these yardage, how could they not sign a guy like this? Like, you're dumb for not signing Aaron Jones.
And that's the reality. Free Aaron Jones. Allow him to go to a place that one has the money, has the facilities for that. So in this scenario, he's not returning to Green Bay.
Right.
So let's talk about some potential landing spots for Aaron Jones, with a very, very talented running back. First spot that we thought of that I think we both like is Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I think at first when you hear that, maybe people will be a little thrown off, but I understand that. But because before I looked at the Dolphins as a real potential landing spot, I kind of felt the same way. Mm-hmm. I think maybe Myles Gaskin is a reason people feel that way. But why should they not feel that way? Don't worry. I know Myles Gaskin is there, but this is why this makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. Myles Gaskin, in turn, will be Jamal Williams. You know, like, look at it in what we know. Aaron Jones comes in. He's the number one guy. An amazing complimentary back in Myles Gaskin. He's continued to open up the field. We love this potential spot for Aaron Jones. But let's be honest, like, they're projected $32 million under that cap.
Yeah, lots of money. Lots of money to work with.
There's an extreme amount of money to work with. You know, the Dolphins, they have a young quarterback in Tua. You know, they can invest in offensive linemen or in the draft, I guess, and you can call that an investment. Obviously, you are investing when you pick somebody. They can get weapons like a Chase Young. Or not Chase Young. Imagine a weapon. That is a weapon, though.
Put him on the offense. Might as well put him in the wide. Put him in the slot. Yeah. Let's see what happens with old Chase.
A Jamar Chase, a Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity, I believe, for Aaron Jones to go to the Miami Dolphins.
100%. I can imagine, obviously, hey, they have the ability to have a lot of flexibility this offseason. Maybe they use Houston's number 3 overall pick for a weapon, like you said. And maybe their second pick, they have 2 picks in the first round they use on the offensive line. Then you add Aaron Jones into this offense with another young weapon, with Tua, with Myles Gaskin, Mike Gesicki. It could be a great scenario. Second team that we have in mind that could be a fit is the New York Jets. Look, this is pretty simple. The Jets are going to be they're going to be a team that we talk about a lot in this podcast for running backs that could potentially land with them. The reality is they have a lot of money. They got a lot of money. And the talk has always been, can we take pressure off of Sam Darnold? Maybe they draft a wide receiver, get offensive line help in the offseason. But one thing you and I have been talking about quite a lot as of recently is when you hear the New York Jets, there is a stigma.
Yeah.
Maybe fair, maybe not. But I don't think we can view the Jets the same anymore as we did last year or the year before, right? We have to start thinking about them differently.
Yeah, we have to. It's hard. It's hard to get that stigma out of your head and to really be like, you know, the Jets is a new team. You know, the Jets, they are a new team. You're right. You said it. They are a new team, and they have a new head coach. This new head coach is going to be implementing a lot of, new foundations to this team. He's going to bring a lot of new players. And Aaron Jones can fit. Aaron Jones can definitely be a help here. And I think there's a scenario here that we both like. Okay. Obviously, like we said, the Jets have $67 million in cap space.
They got money.
Yeah, they have money. There's reports that Sam Darnold is going to stay, but if he does stay, this is the scenario that Sam Darnold stays in New York. Okay. They draft a rookie wide receiver like a Jamar Chase, like a Devonta Smith, right? They do have a second pick as well.
Yep. Because of that Seahawks trade.
Yeah, exactly. And they can get an offense line. They probably can't get Penei Sewell. I believe he's going to go in the first five.
Well, maybe they take Penei Sewell in the first 5, and then they take a wide receiver later on.
Yeah.
It's a very similar scenario to the Dolphins, but maybe the Dolphins are a better fit for Jones right now.
Yeah. So I think this is great, and obviously their offensive line is decent, and it's going to get better, and it's going to get better throughout the years. Like I said, it's all about this new head coach and what foundations he's going to set. Aaron Jones is going to come in and be something special here.
Yeah, agreed. All right, last team that could be a fit for Aaron Jones, and we're going to go through the third teams pretty quickly. That's the Cardinals. They got $13 million in cap space. Not a lot, but they could, if they do believe they are a great team, sign a guy like Jones. He could be that missing piece.
Yeah.
He's obviously, imagine Kyler, D-Hop, Aaron Jones. I feel like that's a great triple threat. But I think the one downside here is, will Jones really be able to be unleashed in this offense with the way that Kyler moves, the way he runs the ball? Okay, that is a potential fit. I think we all can agree, you and I, I'd say all of us, just us, could agree the Dolphins are our favorite fit for him as of right now.
Correct.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So with that being said, fantasy perspective, doesn't matter where he goes. He's going to be a fantasy monster next year.
Yeah.
Most likely. So, if I'm honest with you, him leaving the Packers might be the best thing for fantasy. Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the best of fantasy football. We got some more videos as well if you're feeling like it. And lastly, don't forget that you can support us and unlock exclusive content by signing up to our Patreon, patreon.com/fantasylandfam.